Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Halloween 2. So Rick Rosenthal directed this film, and if you heard the story behind it, John Carpenter did not want to make this at all. I'm fairly sure that he just wanted Halloween to be a single, standalone film, but he was obligated to do the script, I believe, so he just, said whatever. And the story goes that he would get drunk every night when he was writing it. So I think it was a six-pack. He'd have a six-pack of Budweiser or something every single night. Which is just, for this script, I have heard of, like writers like Stephen King, when he was really a bad alcoholic. When he would write, he forgot some things he ever wrote. And those books turned out great. So, I mean, when you're a talented writer, like John Carpenter, this film is, to me, the script is really good for Halloween 2. This is my personal favorite Halloween film. And first, look at the change in tone from the original Halloween to this one. So first you gotta look at the year gap between them. It's a 3-year gap between Halloween 1's release and Halloween 2's release, and the genre had changed. Right, Friday the 13th came in 1980, and that film introduced a lot more. Slashers became a lot more about gore and stuff, and less about plot. Like Halloween was a more, I would call it a cerebral film because the way it was shot, it's less gore based and more like like lighting and stuff, and how Michael appears out of the dark. So it's very tone different. There's a big tone difference, but this does have some great kills in it. One kill that I believe is my favorite would be the hot tub kill, we'll call it, where they're in I think it's a tank, like therapeutic tank or something, and Michael cranks the temperature all the way up to the hot, and he just gets the poor nurse and just drowns her in it. See the effects of her face getting all burned and peeling off. It's really, really gruesome. Another kill that's like that is the one where Michael kills the one nurse with a needle to the side of the head, puts air in her bloodstream, and then the one that you probably think of when you think of this film, to me, is the lifting kill, where Michael just uses a scalpel and raises this nurse up off with one hand. He stabbed her, and she's in the air. He's one hand holding her up. That's iconic, but let's talk about the different actor this time around. So, this time around, Michael is played by Dick Warlock. He's not played by Nick Castle anymore. So yeah, he looks a little different. The mask does, and the body build. Some say he looks more robotic. I can kind of see that. I feel like Nick Castle gave I'd say a little bit more of a lively performance, but I think Dick Warlock does good. The mask looks different because what I've heard is Deborah Hill, who I think I might have forgot to mention that was John Carpenter's girlfriend. So Deborah Hill had kept the mask under her bed, and she was a heavy smoker. So all those years of it being stuffed under stuff and the smoke, yellowing it, you would give it that more yellow tint in some parts. So the mask had been weathered basically over the 3 years since Halloween 1. But I think he still looks good. I think this is the best look of Michael besides the original in this franchise. Although I do like the Blumhouse look. I think that's a pretty cool look too. I have a lot of stuff to say on that trilogy when we get there a long time from now. But another part of this film I think is kind of iconic is, again, a great score. The shape stalks again, and the intro theme itself. And then I associate Mr. Sandman a lot with this film, because that's the film, or the song that goes this one the most, although I think it appears in other ones in the franchise. But so we have Jamie Lee Curtis back again as Laurie, but she's mostly in a hospital bed because, the cool thing about this film is, I don't know why I haven't mentioned it this far into the review yet, but the thing with Halloween 2 is, so it has this really good continuity with Halloween 1978, because the beginning of this film takes place right as the ambulance is picking Laurie up, and right as Loomis is on the street, screaming about how he shot him 6 times. So it takes right out the same night, 4 or 5, 10 minutes after Halloween. So if you want to, what I do is, a lot of times I group this and Halloween 1 together as one big film, these are many of the Halloween films I rewatch on Halloween, which I might, and I will say I really do enjoy um, the way that you can do that. The way this feels like one giant film, basically. If you start it with Halloween 1978 and you finish it with Halloween 2, it feels like one complete story. It takes you through the whole night, or the whole day, through the whole night of Halloween, into November 1st, and then into the morning. I think by the time Halloween 2 ends, it's sometime like 4 o'clock in the morning, so you've had a whole night process. And so yeah, but one downside is, yeah, Jamie Lee, I'll say Laurie. Laurie is in the hospital bed the whole time, which is what they kind of do in Halloween Kills again. I love that film, but I'll talk about Halloween Kills when we get there. But yeah, that is one bad part about it. But I think that there is some good tense scenes once she finally gets out and Michael's stalking her and stuff. You know, she's trying to get that window and he's still coming towards her, and which is really cool to me. Some of those scenes. Of course, Loomis is good in this one. We find out this is obviously the one where you find out that Laurie, the reason Michael's going after her isn't just some random like picking. Which is why I will say this: I do think the sibling connection, I enjoy it, but overall, I can see why people are like, well, it kind of takes some of the fear factor away, because in the original, we find out that we see Michael just as this like senseless evil. He'll take anybody out. He'd go to it could be anybody that he'd attack. But then when you find out it's like just according to the mythos of the original 6 films, minus 3, is that Michael was, I believe, cursed by we don't find out here though, but I'll explain more about Thorn when we get to like 4, 5, and 6, or 5 and 6. But for Halloween 2, we just found out that Laurie was Michael's little sister. He had Judith, he killed her, and now he's trying to kill the rest of his family. And she was like given a new last name, adopted parents. So Michael was hunting her down. That's why he went after her. We find out from Marion Chambers, I believe, when she's talking to Loomis about it. And let's talk about that ending. So the ending to this film is, Michael gets his eyes shot out. Laurie hits him in the eyes, causing I do love that image of Michael's mask, the blood draining from the eye sockets. That's a really cool image, and Loomis blows him up, and we find out in Halloween 4, Loomis and Michael Myers both survived. But I mean, for 81 until 88, we didn't really know Michael was alive, because he stalks towards Laurie while he's still on fire, and he just falls and he collapses, and he dies in there. So this is really the end of this original feeling of Halloween, because Halloween 4, I enjoy it, but it doesn't really. It gives some of the feeling. It's sort of like it was the bread and butter. They wanted to do what was great for Halloween 1 again. And next episode, we'll be talking about Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And I don't hate Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I really don't. I think it's an interesting idea. It won't be as long a video because I don't really that much to say about it. But I'll probably try to make it at least around the time of this. Is how long this video was, but I think that the idea was interesting, and we'll get into that next episode about the evil mask maker and this like old Stonehenge, like way of like using some like the button on the back to like cause people's heads to melt. It's very insane, but it's a killer plot. I do enjoy it. So we will talk about that in that film when we get there to next episode. I'm sorry for the delay between the original Halloween review and the second one. With YouTube's new crap, I'm going to try to get all these done before August 13th. So I'll be mass producing these videos every day. So you'll be getting a lot. But until then, the next one. I love you guys. Thank you for everything on this channel. Always, this is because of you guys. It's me making the videos, but they're always for you. And Christ loves you. I love you, and stay blessed, and I'll see you when we go see Silver Shamrock. Take care.